Hey guys, how's it going? It's AdamaSanguine and welcome back to Fallout. Today we're taking a look at Sanctuary, Farewell Suburbia. For those that have been with my channel for several years now, thank you, of course. But you guys know that one of my biggest dreams and something that I always had was to rebuild Sanctuary. I always had plans and everything seemed to work out in the beginning, but something would always happen. Even when I was building in vanilla, something would come up. I would have too many crashes, or I would have just real life stuff would come along. Along comes mods, and I thought, man, this is the answer to all my problems. I can finally get that look and feel of something I wanted. But the one thing that always struck me is it just never clicked on how I was doing it. Along comes CVA and the people that turned me on to that. Thank you for that. CVA is something that I've enjoyed and played a big part of this build when it comes to landscapes. And I am so, and you know, maybe it's the flavor of the month, whatever you want to call it, but I am enjoying building with a lot of the natural features, whether it's putting in an extra tree, putting in multiple trees, putting in extra shrubberies, putting in grass. Actually, at one point doing this build, for those that have seen my sneak peek on Sanctuary, which was really awesome, by the way, if you haven't seen it, that was the Wanderer's POV, or point of view. Just wandering around town in the rain, I thought was a wonderful way to show this because I so enjoyed that. If you guys are into a silent walkthrough, just want something peaceful and chilled, I highly recommend wearing headphones when doing it because I just sat there and listened to it with my headphones and I was like, oh my god, that is just something that called to me, and it was something that I enjoyed. The welcome home at the end of that was simply for Johnny's Sweets, but it was mainly for you guys as well watching the video. I wanted you to get that sense that this is a place where I could be. Now, when it comes to why I did Sanctuary the way I did, at least for this build, it's simply for the effect that when you come out of the vault, and actually, and the way I'm RPing this is that Johnny never actually came out of the vault. Johnny actually simply wandered into town, a town that was built on the remains from a pre-war community that was nearly wiped out and displaced by big business. You guys have heard the horror stories, even in our world, of these big oil companies and mining companies that'll displace these communities and can pretty much destroy the environment. And that does have basis in Fallout lore, or at least the devs over at Bethesda know that that actually does happen in the horror story. So Vault-Tec wasn't the, as you guys know, wasn't the only evil company out there. Companies like Poseidon Energy and Mass Fusion, just to name a couple of them, did a lot of horrible things. But of course, to cover those things up, such as Poseidon Energy did actually have the solar arrays, even in the Mojave with Helios 1. So it does have basis in Fallout lore that big businesses such as Poseidon Energy did try to show the government, oh yeah, we're all about saving the environment. Let's go green. Give us some money. Yeah, let's go green. That's a way of saying, just give us all your money now. But no, seriously, guys. So the reason behind this build is, if you guys didn't know, if you come to Boston in real life, there is no quote-unquote Sanctuary Hills, at least as we know it, with the suburban neighborhood. That is simply a landmark dedicated to the Minutemen when they fought that one of the last stands that they had. So when you cross that wooden bridge, and if you guys didn't know, I linked a video in my last sneak peek from ESO. ESO was lucky enough to come to the United States and go to Sanctuary Hills, and once you get to the end of that bridge, you'll find simply a big open landscape built on a marshland. And on the end of that, where you guys know about the cul-de-sac, that everybody knows, that beautiful cul-de-sac, yeah, that's actually a visitor center of all things. So it is simply something that I wanted to do, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and destroy some of these things out. Now, if you didn't know, it actually took me 2 in-game days to scrap absolutely everything. Every bush, every shrub, every bit of grass, every sign. Goodbye, Sanctuary Hills, you're gone. Even the dirt here, every bit of tuft of grass. I even found all the nooks and crannies, get rid of all the junk leaves. And haha, you thought you could escape, but you didn't. Goodbye. Come on, get it? Where is it? There we go, got it. And last but not least, guys, let's go ahead and get rid of the bridge. So, ooh, and of course that engine. Man, I love that. And then we got to get rid of the dead bodies because we want to do this from scratch, guys. So there we go, guys, completely bare. Now, this is the second time that I scrapped this, mainly for the video. So that bush back there, yeah, that was actually gone too in the original build. So the only thing I left behind was a bunch of furniture, some toilets, some dishes, milk bottle, of course, there in the middle. Everything is completely gone. Everything that was scrappable has been scrapped. So thank you again, Tim Timon, for doing STC and STS, scrap that settlement, scrap the Commonwealth. Yeah, I completely removed or got rid of everything. The first part of this tour is going to be silent just for effect, guys. So hold that thought and we'll see how it turned out. This is the only surviving piece of the original bridge. So I thought that was quite fitting to keep that in here and use it as a seat, a place to relax and contemplate things. I was really hoping to get some NPCs sitting on that. And Mama Murphy, look, you're off the chems. We've talked about this. Please go back to your guard station, okay? Thank you very much. My God, she's gotten weird. Maybe I should have kept her on the jet. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't do drugs. But no, it's a little bit bare out here. I didn't want to add too much. If you guys didn't know, for those that have done the large builds, if you keep adding too much, eventually you're going to get to that point where you just can't add anymore. And this is actually the second thing that I built on, excuse me, the third thing that I built on this property. This is the Rusty Pillar Steakhouse, and I just love how this bridge turned out. I did my best. OCD works for me. I lined up all the beams the best that I could on these clear pieces of glass. Even got the carrot blossoms in here. Now, again, if you didn't catch the beginning of this title, this is only going to be an exterior walk. So if you guys are hoping to see the interiors, please be patient and wait for my second video. I'm going to try to put these up back to back if I can, depending on what I can get my internet to do. And of course, I've got to edit these and make them look good. I've already got all the video footage recorded, but I really wanted to take my time with this and show you everything. This building is actually based on a house that I got on Google. So I'll actually try to post that photo where I took the premise of that house. And we got my black cat in. If you guys didn't see my Men in Black build in Area 57, I got my black cat, brought her in here. So there you go. That's actually a little bit of an homage to that. The whole idea behind this corral, this is of course where we get the freshest Brahmin meat, and of course the rad stag. But the rad stag doesn't stay in here. She constantly gets out, or he constantly gets out, excuse me. I've used a lot of these. I wanted everything to be black. I wanted it to look and feel and match it the best way I could up to the steakhouse. So that was really fun doing that. This I wanted it to be a blown out building. This is my first one. This was really hard to stop doing it because I wanted to keep going. Actually, I wanted a lot more of these around, and yeah, I really love how this old blasted out building turned out. Sort of make a little crash house, a little drug house, which it was turned into, and maybe at one time it was actually a break room. My whole idea behind the rusted pillar or rusty pillar is that actually used to be a barn here pre-war that was converted into a steakhouse by big business in order to attempt to bring in the next big thing. This is the original table. I added an extra chair out here. This is the original stone that you'll find on the walkway. I reuse pretty much as pretty much everything that I can. I just love how this turned out. This house here, this is a combination of two other houses, one from San Francisco and one from Boston. It did survive the nuclear blast, so that's the hint of why it's all destroyed at the top. When I do the interior, I think you'll see what I was going for there. I did my best to show damage and what was actually left over. These wooden walkways, you guys know I'm a big fan of them. I try to do them in most of my builds. I really love how this turned out. But also, if you look at a lot of the grass, where it all ends, and just like this is actually the original pathway from the game, of course, I tried to bring that grass just to the edge of it, but also make it look dead where people had been walking. Now we'll go, of course, up to the top of the hill where Vault 111 is. I did actually repair this fence just so we can get up here, and now with the wind farm generators up here, or excuse me, wind farm generator, I did actually have some Minutemen up here guarding it. So we do have one in power armor and a standard guard, and we gave them a little bit of a break area because of course we got to give them a place to relax. Also too, I thought it'd be nice if somebody wants to do another mod where the sanctuary is completely built up. I thought this was a nice way to do it, and it may have already been done. I haven't seen every single mod out there, but this is just something simple that I wanted to do for myself, and I really like how that turned out. Now, I do actually have the no borders mod, so I could even actually go and build beyond this as well. And there are actually several mods, such as the Milkmen mod. Thank you to QWAPA Gaming for showing that out, because actually now I know that you can go past that gate. Yeah, just really love how this turned out. This is super simple. It's not highly decorated. Just got the... How you doing there? What's up? Thanks, you're doing a great job. Keep up the great work, so say I. We got that guardhouse is not the original one that comes here from Vault 111. That is actually the one from the Vault-Tec DLC. Now, I have tried to build in Vault 111 before, but it just causes too many issues, so I want you to see this. Now, these lamps you'll see all over my build. I thought I invented it, but it's actually right there at the robot plant, the robotics recycling plant. So, yeah, go figure. I thought I was the first one to do it, but they got to it first. Nice. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go back down this walkway. I love how this walkway turned out. Something simple. I just added the oil lamps along the pathway here. It looks terrific in the night tour on the second video. So again, I already have that footage recorded for you guys. Now coming up to the back to the top of the hill, just like in the bit of vanilla game as well, I just wanted to add something simple. Now you'll see me stop a few times during this tour because I do have to let the game load, because I added so much grass and so many shrubs. There's that stutter there. I do actually let things load, and there's a really big one there. But I love how these trees turned out with all the moss that I put around here. You'll also see all the mushrooms, of course, the wild mushrooms. And I also call some of it the wild cabbage, if you've seen the ones with the leaves. That tree there is not glowing like it should in my second night tour, I've already noticed. You guys will probably catch that. Or maybe if I didn't point it out, you probably wouldn't even notice it. But yeah, I'm a little dissatisfied with that. It's a defective tree. I want to give it back. Now, for you guys that saw the basketball court, this basketball court is attached to the garage, and this was actually for a friend of mine. The mute fruit trees out here, that is actually dedicated to Gopher Gaming for his basketball court that he did in his Nordhagen Beach. So this is my homage to Gopher Gaming, because the basketball court was sick, super simple in its time, but again, it's all about nostalgia. Now, if you guys saw my almost said Heinz 57, Area 57, Area 57 build, you'll know that I figured out a way to sink some of the steel floors into the ground to get that effect. So I really love that I was able to make the 3-point zone and whatnot on the basketball court. This building here, love how it turned out. I wanted to again show more of that damage. Also with the garage here, you'll notice there are a few areas that have been repaired and patched up. And of course with the big red brick building to my right, which you guys know that Boston is known for their red brick buildings. Hence with my big building back there. That is actually dedicated to one of my regular customers. He's an amazing guy. He wanted to see an industrial style house, so that was actually done for him. The red again is for Katabos Gaming. He really loves the red houses of Boston, so I really enjoyed doing that house. So it's simply amazing. Now, I call the design of that house postmodern industrial. And look at this gaudy doghouse back here. Phoenix, Denise, this doghouse is for you. I loved your gaudy outhouse doghouse. So I did this. I love it. Did it in the red brick. This is the darkest red that I had. I just love it. Just throwing all this swag on here, all this kit on here. Hey, dog meat, how you doing, buddy? Let me get that light out of your face. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, dog meat. Oh my gosh. He's a hot dog, but oh man. But yeah, check it out. So we got back here, we've got the exit zone. This is where he does his business in his private time. Even got him a little picture to look out. Now I want to show you this video that I caught. I don't know what was going on here, guys. You can tell me if you have any ideas. I don't know if Anne was following him to learn her path, because it seemed like she was following Dogmeat to see where she was going. But then as I kept watching it, she actually walks Dogmeat all the way to the back of his doghouse. I think, and I could be wrong, you can tell me, guys, I think she was actually taking him for his walkies. Look at this. I don't know what was going on there. Again, maybe she was following him to get back in the house. Maybe the NPC AI told them that this is the path to get inside. Whatever the reasoning, I thought that was the cutest thing, guys. I couldn't help but just laugh my butt off. I'm so glad that I caught that on recording. I love this garden here. The lighting on the ceiling. Ooh, get out of the way of that. The lighting up there, I just really wanted that to fit into the steakhouse itself. Again, a place where we would get the raw veg to bring in for the people. So I love how that turned out. Something simple. It's not special. I actually did want to put some sprayers up there. If you guys have seen a couple of my greenhouse builds that I've done now. And of course, here's the man himself, Sheffield. He is our handyman in town. He is actually taking care of this. What's up, Sheffield?
It's like I can finally think straight.
Yeah, you're the man, dude. Keep up the great work. So he's been building a lot of our small homes around here. He's been doing a great job, just keeping everything going. Love how that turned out. Nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, just got all this little kit out here. Now, if you guys didn't know, if you go to the bottom hill, so look for this tuft of trees in the back of Sanctuary. You're going to look up in the end. Now, if you guys didn't know, I put in these telescopes whenever I want you guys to see something in the distance. And look at that. We have some bandits off in the distance. Obviously, I didn't place them. Those are from the vanilla game. So again, if you see one of those telescopes in my builds, that is simply to mark areas of interest where you want to be on the lookout for either things that I've put in or mostly for things in the actual game itself. So let's go back out around to the front here. Yeah, I really love how this turned out. The center courtyard here, I wanted this to look like something that we were working on and just something that we weren't quite finished with yet. So hence the tree there with the plants that would look like we were putting in. I really love how this turned out. So check it out. I wanted this to just to be something that wasn't quite finished, something that we can constantly be working on. Again, we're doing this as Johnny Sweets is not building. Everybody else is doing all the work. He is just simply here to add a guiding hand. I really love this. Look at this. So added in that blasted in walls. Now, of course, in reality, there is no holes in those walls. So I just wanted to patch it up with the brick. The community patched it up with the brick just to cover that up. So I really love how that turned out. I love this overgrown area here with all the grass. Yeah, just look at that. So gorgeous. Simply amazing. Now here we go from the original cul-de-sac, guys. This is probably my favorite part of the build other than my player home, which I'll show in my second video. But yeah, I just love how that turned out. You can sit on that bench as well. Now, this, of course, Crap Shack, as you guys know them by now, is based on one that's actually already in game. It's actually right outside the Bedford Station. If you go northwest of Bedford Station, you'll find this one in the back of a flatbed rail car. I did my best to recreate that with the assets that I had available. Again, go to Bedford Station, northwest of that. You'll see one and take a look at it. You'll see I did a pretty darn good job, in my opinion, of recreating that. Made a few changes to make my own. Of course, we had to cover up the bottom of it. I love this house, how it turned out. And keeping in with the theme of my house, of course, I had to add that big bay window on there. Of course, that is just a warehouse glass ceiling that I flipped over. I love how this whole area turned out. Nice. Let's go back down here. And of course, here is my solar array. In the afternoon, I almost said at lunchtime, this place looks really nice when the sun is shining right on top of the solar panels. Now, of course, this is because of the solar panel mod that I have, which gave me the idea. I looked real close and saw how he did his for that mod. And of course, I can't shrink them down, but I did make my own, and I did go ahead and wire those up. Thank you to the Fallout 4 guy, because again, I wouldn't go that far into my detail if it wasn't for him. So thanks, brother. We appreciate you. Yeah, I just love how this whole turned out. This is another guard post here. This is where my main guard sits. If you guys again saw my my walkthrough that I did, that's actually the guard that's in the courtyard, or excuse me, in the town center. He actually stands at that one. This, of course, goes to the waterhouse. And this warehouse actually produces 100 water. I love how this turns out. I even got the flag lit up because it is against the law, guys, to have a flag up at nighttime without having a light on it, at least in our world. And I thought it was only fitting to keep up with that. Now, I do have a construction Protectron around here. He keeps disappearing and glitching into the floor, so we're just going to leave him out of this video. But check it out, guys. Now, this is one of the things that I couldn't do in Area 57, but I did add it into here, so it did actually have the water getting sucked up into the pipe. Nice. And of course, I did go ahead and wire that up. We got conduits running across through the wall, and then I just added in these power boxes thanks to AKIRA'S CLUTTER. And of course, we have the big pipe that brings all the fresh water into town. Nice. Actually, after I already did that, I thought it would be kind of nice to actually have several small pipes, but that's okay. Now, of course, I did want to go ahead and bring another pipe where we were bringing in the water. Originally, I had the water effect there that we actually looked like we were sucking the water in. But again, if you guys saw Area 57, you know that that can actually cause a lot of issues with my build. It was killing my frame rate. It was also causing my game to crash. Don't know what that is. It could be a mod conflict. I'm not sure. You guys know I love doing these little trader outposts for bringing in our NPCs from Bunker Hill. So I thought that was really great to have that. And here we go, the amazing pond that I set up. I love this, and this is probably the biggest one yet. It's a little bigger than the one over in Area 57, but I love how it turned out. I'm trying to get more and more detailed with them. So of course now Bill and Bob has their own gals with them now. This is I haven't quite figured out a name for them. If you guys want to help me name Bill and Bob's girlfriends there, please leave it in the comments. I've already got a couple of ideas that I've thrown around. VG, you'll have to let me know if if you thought that was a good idea or not. Nice. So here's this gun shop. I love how the gun shop turned out. This is well, it might be tied for first for my favorite building. Look at this. I wanted it to look like the tote was actually blown off the back of that truck. And you guys might be familiar with this girl. Here comes Tina.
I'm looking for weapons.
Tina is actually from Vault 81. She becomes a trader for you. I don't remember which type of trader she is, so for now she's in the gun booth. And I got a little tiny little custom weapons bench that I completely forgot about until I was actually recording this video. I just love this build and how it turned out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're coming up on the end. I've got several sets of custom steps that I want to show you guys just before the end here. But again, guys, stay tuned for part 2. Part 2 is going to show the interiors. I will have that up soon. But until then, guys, I am AdamaSanguine, and I love you all. I'm out.